I got inspired to create World Pop because I wanted to do something that was both exciting and well needed throughout the TV and film music industry. I didn't want to keep doing the same albums over and over. Future Bass, Volume 12, Trap Beats, Volume 62. I wanted to do something completely different from that, and I always had a fascination with world music. Two of my most recent albums are Mandarin Pop and Mozambique Afro Pop. There's been a growing need for Asian and African music in projects all around the world. Regarding the music production of the catalog, I'm taking a hands-off approach. I'll step in and give notes when applicable. I will probably produce some songs on some albums, like if the album really needs a Western style music bed with the foreign language vocal on top. But generally speaking, I let the producers do their thing. What type of notes could I give on a Mozambique pop album or on a Swahili album? If something's grossly out of mix in my mind, I'll ask them to correct it. But other than that, I let them do their thing. Track 2 on the Mozambique album is a great example of a song where I listened to it once, all the way through. I said, no notes, send it like it is, don't do anything to it, don't add anything to it. It's great. Track 2, City Lights on the Mandarin Pop album really stands out to me because I wanted to have a song on there that encapsulated the sound of what's playing overhead in a giant luxurious mall in Asia. And City Lights track 2 just encapsulated that so well, but still stood out. It had some sort of uniqueness that made it a little different than what you'd normally hear. Not exactly the same, but it would still fit on a playlist of luxurious mall music. I don't know why that's important to me, but it just is, and my gut hasn't failed me thus far, so I learned to trust it. So track 2, City Lights on the Mandarin Pop album is my favorite song on that album for that reason. Between the Asian albums like Mandarin and K-pop and subsequent releases, and the African albums, Mozambique, Amapiano, Swahili, which is coming out soon, there's a few key differences. You know, some are pretty obvious, but some are a little less so. So the Asian albums use a lot of futuristic sounds, a lot of Ableton Live software, you know, vocal manipulation, things like that, super futuristic. The Mozambique album, the Swahili album, lends itself to more organic analog instruments, kind of less amount of takes, less vocal comping, less effects, things like that. It makes it sound like you're in the room with the performers as opposed to in a studio with a computer manipulating the sound. So it's a good, you know, it's a good dichotomy of audio. For the World Pop catalog, AI works to my advantage. You know, if you're doing Future Bass Volume 12, Trap Beds Volume 62, you know, AI, you know, might be replacing you sooner than you think, because those types of music, it's very paint by number. The kick is on a certain point of the measure, the snare is on a certain point of a measure, the hi-hat. It's molded together very easily. Now, mixing and the creativity is still there, but you know, on a dubstep track, you know where the kick's gonna be, you know where the snare's gonna be. Mozambique, Swahili, South African music, it's different. It's based on analog, it's based on instruments, it's based on different vocalists singing at different times of the song. So AI is gonna make these albums stand out even more than they do now. It's gonna be jarring in a good way when someone is looking to fill airtime on a TV show, a film, you know, whatever those words mean these days with all the streaming and all the apps and stuff. They're listening to all these songs trying to fill some airtime, and they hear 9 in a row that already sound like AI. They might not even be made by AI, but they sound like AI. And then that 10th song they listen to has an authentic African vocal from a singer who lives in the back of a church and records his vocal on an iPad. That's super unique, and he's talented and good. It's one thing for any Yahoo to sing into an iPad and call it authentic. These are talented, great vocalists, great instrumentalists doing this music, so that's gonna make my catalog stand out even more.